Okay, folks, now you know the importance of keeping a kind of like a wall between Sisters and Zatima where the writers, because remember, for the first three seasons of Zatima, Tyler is the sole writer. Season four, I believe they're, adding new people to the mix, but I think even Crystal might have written an episode or directed an episode of season four. I think I remember seeing something or saying something like that. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty confident I did like a short or I saw something online. But in any case, and then of course, Sisters currently has a new writing team. So it's almost like they cherry pick what elements of Sisters they want to have mentioned, referenced in Zatima, and then vice versa. So let's talk strictly Zatima based off what we know from last week's season 3 premiere. Fatima is currently in the current trimester, or I'm sorry, is currently in the first trimester, which I believe is, from, the very, 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 very beginning of the pregnancy up until like what, 90 days or essentially 3 months. And she's somewhere in that time period. Now, in terms of Zatima as a series, and Lord have mercy, please bear with me, but I could be dead wrong on this. I don't believe it's been that long in terms of like the timeline of the entire show, because we see the passage of time pretty consistently. And, I've done videos and, evidence from the show proves that season 1 ends at night with the whole DNA reveal of Michael. Season 2 picks up the morning after season 1. Season 3, as I said in another video based off, again, last week's evidence, season 3 takes place either one day or, the next morning after Fatima reveals her pregnancy, or maximum a couple to a few days. So it's not that long, less than a week after season 2, so it's somewhere in that ballpark. Now, given the fact that she's within the first trimester, I'm willing to bet, and fans, this isn't something that I'm, coming up with myself, but fans mentioned this early in season 2. Go back to the first couple episodes of season 2, and the whole thing was Fatima, wanted to take a break from sex due to the fact that her and Zach were doing it all the time. Doing it in the park, doing it after dark. I'm just kidding. Well, no, she says, hey, we've been doing it way too much. And the fact that it was so much bang, 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 bang going on, she opted to buy Zach a side chick because he was just that hungry for sex. So people were like, maybe her body's kind of changing, because at that time, maybe she was just her body was just kind of feeling the effects of being pregnant. And as a result, well, that could be why the side chick was brought into play. And keep in mind, and I think I'm remembering this correctly, at least on screen, Zach and Fatima did not have sex at all during season 2, because I remember, season 2 was when they, the whole Paul thing was introduced, and Connie, the mid-season was when they broke up, and then the whole back half of the season was Zach trying to get his woman back. So I think that these two were sexless. Oh, actually, nope. I could be wrong, but I think the opening scene when they were having shower sex, yeah, I think that was the only time we were shown them having sex. And then that's when Fatima's like, we're doing it on the table, on the dresser, on this and that. So it was like in off-screen land, they're having sex all the time. So I think it is safe to somewhat assume she either got pregnant. Well, no, actually makes sense. She probably got pregnant at some point in season 1. Can you imagine if Fatima got pregnant in that hot and steamy sex scene during episode 1, the one that wasn't shown in its entirety on BET for obvious reasons? I think that's when she got pregnant. I mean, if there was a time where she got pregnant, it was probably in that. And can you imagine if she got pregnant in episode 1 of Zatima, and then, towards the end of the seasons when they got engaged? Yeah, I think season 1 was the thing that set it off. And I'm not talking about just the series, but I'm calling it. I think Fatima got pregnant during episode 1 of season 1 because also let's run it back. These two went through some drama. What was it? The whole Ian thing and Deja thing. So yeah, I think that I don't really think they had sex like that. Well, on screen anyway. Yeah. So yeah, I'm calling it. I think she got pregnant in season 1 because it's within the timeline or time frame of the first trimester, because I don't think it's been months since Zatima started. And this is me looking strictly at Zatima. I'm not talking about Sisters or like, well, hey Jeremy, Deja debuted in Zatima season 1, then she showed up in Sisters season 5, and then you had the 3-month time skip between season 6 and 7. No. I'm not talking about Sisters at all. Strictly Zatima. So I'm willing to think that's when she got pregnant. In episode 1, then they had sex all the time, and then eventually it's like, oh, okay, we need to slow down. My body is like, nah. Plus, I'm about to try, start law school, so I really can't, I gotta focus on that. So yeah, that's my thought. You let me know your thoughts in the comments below. At what point do you think Fatima got knocked up by Zach? Nah, I'm not even going to mention it because I already talked about it in another video about, will Fatima's pregnancy be mentioned in Sister Season 8? Not going there. Already talked about that. So, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.